All right, welcome back to Lego for My Sons. And today we're going to be talking about more fake Superman. That's what I like to call them. These are Marvel analogs to Superman, most of them. As you can see, nobody actually voted. I asked some of my viewers when I was talking about Hyperion, like who would they like to see next. No, nobody really voted. Only thing people ever really voted on was when I asked, what should I name the leader of my pirates that I'm going to assemble? And hopefully I'm able to acquire the money to get the ship that I want them to use in my show that hopefully people like. But with that out of the way, since nobody voted on which fake Superman they want to see next, I chose to one that I actually liked, Sentry, which he's my least. People are going to be upset probably about that, but of all the Marvel Superman analogs, he's my least favorite. I much prefer Hyperion and Gladiator. And then there was in the last Secret Wars crossover event. I want to say it was like from 2015 to 16. There was actually another fake Superman Marvel introduced in this team called the Great Society, who went by the name of Sun God. That guy was really awesome. He punched Hulk so hard, he turned back into Bruce Banner. And Hulk's bragging at first because the Hulk actually got the jump on him and started beating him down. Like, hey, look at this. He gave him a big right hook and Hulk smash. But little did he know, Sun God actually, because at one point he's beating on him. He's like, nobody can beat Hulk. Hulk's strongest. And Sun God gets up and says, maybe in your world, monster, but here, and he just unloads on the Hulk. And yeah, he hits him so hard he turns back to Bruce Banner. So, and this is after the World Breaker Hulk events, mind you. So, but anyway, any superhero that's in a blatant rip off of Superman, I don't care if it's an evil version. Like I can't stand these new evil copycat versions like Omni Man and the guy from The Boys. I mean, that's a good show, and that guy who plays Homelander, he's a really good actor. I like him, and I mean, I like the show. I gotta admit, I watch it from time to time. But with The Boys, it's kind of frustrating but it does a good job of showing you why Superman is cool and why he's important because Superman could be just like Homelander, but he chooses not to, which is pretty impressive. Like you got a guy who could be all powerful and pretty much rule the world, but instead he just chooses to be a regular American and do good and help people. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. But with that out of the way, so yeah, but even though Sentry's my least favorite fake Superman, well, actually, I don't like the Void even more. My favorite alternate version of Superman, also from DC Comics, though, my favorite evil incarnations, Ultraman. Not the one that was in the James Gunn movie, which that was a good movie. I prefer Man of Steel, but the Ultraman in that was, I mean, he reminded me more of the Gimp from Pulp Fiction, if you could recall that. And it was certain things about that movie I didn't like how they executed the whole fight between the two. They're just yelling out random things, 849, and then he always counters Superman's moves perfectly. The Guardians of the Superman. Again, I can't say I didn't like the movie. I was entertained, but again, I prefer Man of Steel. Now, getting back to the subject at hand, my least favorite fake Superman, which I still like him, so don't get too bent out of shape. I still think Sentry's pretty cool. Is it was first appearance, Sentry #1, September 2000. Wow, so we have another fairly recent comer to the fake Superman fray in Marvel Comics. The only one newer than him is Sun God, I guess. But it has here in the Marvel Encyclopedia, which doesn't have an entry about Gladiator, the old version, interestingly. But it says he's 6'2", his eyes are blue, his hair is blonde, special power and abilities. Special serum provides super strength, speed, and invulnerability. Can fly and control light. Wow. That's what the Marvel Encyclopedia says. I mean, it didn't look like he could control light in the Thunderbolts movie. The Thunderbolts movie was cool. I'm kind of disappointed that it didn't do so well. Like I think that movie was really good because it was one of the first times we saw a drama in the superhero drama in the superhero genre as opposed to just like an action or attempts at horror. Like Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange dropped the ball. It could have been one of the first, or if not, it wouldn't have been the first because I heard New Mutants, which didn't even get theatrically released because that's when Disney bought X-Men from Fox. But, that was the first horror superhero movie. And, it's just disappointing that they got Sam Raimi, but they didn't go with horror for Doctor Strange. I mean, they could have made it mild enough for the kids, like a good episode of Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark? But instead, they totally chickened out, and they made Multiverse of Madness. To me, it was just more action adventure. I liked the movie. Could have been better, but yeah. Back to Sentry. Robert Reynolds was once the great superhero known as Sentry, but all memories of his exploits were erased from the world and from his own mind. Then one night, the memories began seeping back into his consciousness. Retrieving a hidden bottle from his library, Reynolds drank the serum it contained. The strange energy surged through his body, and he was transformed once again to the superhero Sentry. He recalled that he had a mortal entry called mortal enemy called the Void, and sensed that the Void was about to become a threat once again. Enlisting the help of heroes who had fought alongside him in the past, including Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four, Sentry set out to battle the Void. And as we know from the Thunderbolts movie, Bob, Sentry and the Void are one and the same. But just for the sake of it, I'm going to flip to see if this old Marvel Encyclopedia has an entry on the Void. Because that was one of the things I think that was kind of OP about the way they depicted the Void in this movie. It's like, I mean, it looked like he could just turn everyone into a shadow and send them into a pretty much a dimension where their worst fears come, their past traumas and worst fears come to life again, and they get to relive the worst parts of their life indefinitely, and that's not cool. But yeah, I don't see anything on the Void, and that's one of the shortcomings of this original Marvel Encyclopedia. But yeah, the Void was really OP, and in the Marvel Universe, Doctor Strange is kind of nerfed, but not really, because one of the shortcomings for Doctor Strange in the comic books is if you can stop him from doing his hand gestures or from speaking, and speaking is one of the main components. He has to say his spells. But the comic book Doctor Strange could take care of the Sentry/Void if they don't nerf him. I mean, well, yeah, if they don't nerf him, before they retcon Doctor Strange for the first time, he was pretty much up there with the Living Tribunal. This guy could do almost anything, had almost, no vulnerabilities. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments on the Sentry/Void.